Wake it up, lace it up, turn it up, tighten up. Reps on the rack, numbers on the screen. Every single squat feeds the machine. Sweat on the floor, data in the veins. Power in my stride, charging up the gains. Push through the burn, feel the meters climb. Every clean form, every perfect time. Body is the rig, motion is the code. Stronger every set, leveling the load. Tighten up, let the muscle mind. Every move turning effort into shine. Step, lift, breathe.
Watch the count erupt. Highest power on the block when we tighten up.
Tighten up, feel the system sink. Each deep lunge like a fuel-rich link.
Built from grit, never out of luck.
We don't give in, we just tighten up.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Wake at the dawn, hit another round. Calories to credits in the battleground. Friends in the gym, crew on the app. All of us aligned on the same roadmap.
Straps on the bar, heartbeat in a race. Chasing bigger stats while we shape this place. Steel in my core, fire in my lungs. Every single rep pays out in the long run.
Tighten up, let the muscle mind. Every move turning effort into shine. Step, lift, breathe.
Watch the count erupt. Highest power on the block when we tighten up.
Tighten up, feel the system sink. Each deep lunge like a fuel-rich link.
Built from grit, never out of luck.
We don't give in, we just tighten up. Stack that strength, go the length, earn that crown.
Tighten up,
We don't power down. Hey! Tighten up, let the muscle mind. Every move turning effort into shine. Step, lift, breathe.
watch the count erupt. Highest power on the block when we tighten up.
Tighten up, feel the system sink. Each deep lunge like a fuel-rich link.
Built from grit, never out of luck.
We don't give in, we just tighten up.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Empty promises. Same suit, same tie, shake hands on camera. Then shrug when we cry. They print favors, we pay in time. Scrolling through headlines while they rewrite the crime. I'm tired of begging for a seat at the table. Hands in our pockets, we're calling a stable. If truth is a number that they can't revise, then let it be code that they can't privatize. Empty promises, nothing but lies. I thought she made it for people to rise. Blocks on the chain, remember the prize. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. Nothing but lies. I thought she made it for people to rise. Blocks on the chain, remember the prize. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. Yeah, 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 yeah. They love that keeps us on leashes. Change rules overnight. Call the theft easy, but here's one legend they can't erase. Every tick, every trade, stamped in its place. I'm done with pretending they got our future, when every new crisis just fattens the ruler. If power is numbers they can't centralize, let it be ours, let it be digitized.
Empty promises,
nothing but lies. Until she made it for people to rise. Blocks on the chain, remember the prize. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. Nothing but lies. Until she made it for people to rise. Blocks on the chain, remember the prize. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives. Home to the cold key stash, from the broke kid stacking to to the old guard cash. Every peer, every note is a never again. We don't need their permission for our money to send. Empty promise, empty lies, until she made it for people to rise. Promise on the chain, remember the price. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. Empty lies, until she made it for people to rise. Promise on the chain, remember the price. Line by line, we reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives. We reclaim our lives.
Feel the ground shake. Every step's a dollar I make. Left foot, right foot, it's a game we play. Health and wealth in a single sway.
Step by step, watch me climb. Every move I'm cashing time. Run, walk, jump, it's all mine. Get healthy, get wealthy, redefine. Yeah, get healthy, get wealthy.
Redefine. What's my currency? No bank in sight. Sunrise to sunset, I own the night. Every stretch, every twist has a price. This grind pays twice, it's paradise. No excuses, no delay. Every motion makes my pay.
Yeah, hey, step by step, watch me climb. Every move I'm cashing time. Run, walk, jump, it's all mine. Get healthy, get wealthy. Yeah, hey, step by step, watch me climb. Every move I'm cashing time. Run, walk, jump, it's all mine. Get healthy, get wealthy. Redefine.
Stumble, fall, I'm still in the race. Each bruise another badge I embrace. Momentum builds, can't erase the sound of coins in every pace.
Every pace, every pace.
Yeah, come out.
Get healthy, get wealthy, redefine.
Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome everybody to tonight's, Hayden called me Tuesday, but it is now Thursday, or what have you. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out to get more detailed information about all the things taking place inside of the MoveQuest community. Don't have a lot of preliminary things to share. I'm going to ask Hayden if he has anything. But one thing for sure, let me go back and reshare my screen. Last Thursday, I believe it was, I shared with you guys that we were, I was in the process of putting together a project that we're going to, at this time, be calling the MoveQuest Games. And it is being put together as a way to kind of start implementing things that will get people more engaged within our community, to have some fun, exciting, things to actually do within the community. And I put out a offer for anybody in the community that actually has any ideas or thoughts of some cool or fun games or challenges or projects that they felt could also help bring or attract people into the ecosystem, so that we can all enjoy those things together. That if you go to MoveQuestChallenges.com, this is a preliminary landing page at the moment, but if you go to MoveQuestChallenges.com, you will notice at the top you can click on suggestion box. In that suggestion box is simply an email where you can actually send in any ideas and things like that you may have, so we can start a dialogue of how we can actually implement them as individual projects or events, or incorporate some of those ideas into things that are either already being done or that are planned on being done. On Tuesday night's call, there was someone that asked about the Peloton bikes, whether or not that could be programmed to use the physical activity that's taking place with the Peloton bike to actually feed into the MoveQuest app. I personally don't have a Peloton yet. However, that is something that is on my to-do list because I also believe, and again, I know everybody won't have one, but at the same time, there are a lot of people out there that do have Peloton bikes that are not making or being able to earn while they are exercising on a daily basis or what have you. So I think it would also, just as an example, be kind of cool to put on a challenge or a series of challenges, whether it be one day event or activity over time that takes place on a Peloton, would be something that I believe people that have those would be interested in participating in or what have you. So thoughts and ideas along those lines, as big or as small as you may be able to conjure up. We want to hear them all because there's more than enough room for all projects. We just have to organize them and get them out there. So without any further ado, I see Miss Lynette is here with us. So I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor to her so that she can share whatever information she wants to share with us this evening. Miss Lynette, how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How's everybody doing here tonight?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Awesome. All right. So I'm just going to keep tonight kind of short. I'm going to go over just a couple of things that went on questions that was last week's call. The first one was about, what if everybody purchased $5 worth of MoveQuest every single week? What would that do on the exchange, on the market value of the token? That's really okay. So that's a loaded question because one, how many people would do that? That's kind of really speculative. You know what I mean? But if you go to I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to just share my screen. But what I did do was what would happen if you added 5 MoveQuest. I don't know if it was 5 MoveQuest or $5, whatever that. I think it was 5 MoveQuest for everybody bought 5 MoveQuest, something like that. But what I did do was, what if you added 5 MoveQuest to the hatchery each week? It's easier to determine what would that benefit be to you in the long run, because to say what if somebody was to buy $5 or 5 MoveQuest every week, what would it take the market value to? You never know what the market value is going to be. How many are going to do it? I mean, that's like a real now you are playing that speculative game, which I don't want to do, because then you have to figure out, okay, if 100 people were to buy 5 MoveQuest on a specific day, you're going to have the same number of people who are probably going to sell 5 MoveQuest, right? As that market value goes up. So the bigger thing I think that is more, beneficial to the community is, what if you were to add 5 MoveQuests to one of the tiers in the hatchery? What would that do for you over time? So that's what I'm going to show you tonight. But I'm also going to show you what the ecosystem does market correction. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the spreadsheet down, and I want to bring up another one. Hold on here. I think I'm working on a hatchery calculator for the community. All right, this is the one I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to come over here to the vault first. Everybody can see my screen, right, Herschel?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna come over to the vault first. Let's go to. I'm gonna go to snow. Nah, let's go to snow scan. That seems to be a better. I prefer that one over. Come on. Let's do it here. I must be having lagging Wi-Fi tonight or something. There we go. All right, let me paste in the vault's contract address because this all ties in just so you guys can kind of see how it works. That must have some really slow Wi-Fi tonight. Crazy, crazy. All right. You're going to see internal transactions. Let's see here. Okay, yep, I'm in the right one. Token transfers. 9 hours ago. Okay, you're going to see that the ecosystem transferred in 9,000 MoveQuest tokens to the vault. This is important to realize with the ecosystem. Once in 16 days ago, it sent over 5,500. 18 days ago, 2,500. 25 days ago, it sent over 25,000. When the ecosystem is adding this MoveQuest to the liquidity vault, that is MoveQuest that's being removed from circulation that is not in demand. Okay, it's an over amount of MoveQuest. And what it's doing is it's adding it into the liquidity vault for future liquidity. And the reason it puts it back into the vault is for safety, right? Because the ecosystem has a wallet. And if it stores all of that MoveQuest, if it was to keep hoarding this MoveQuest, that's 30, 40, almost 45,000 MoveQuest. And if there was something that was compromised with that wallet, that's 45,000 MoveQuest that could be dumped onto, onto the market. And that can't happen. So it goes back into this liquidity vault. This is not the main vault where all the MoveQuest that is going to be mined is stored. That's got, 20 some million MoveQuest there. It's got 17 million in the actual vault. Okay, but altogether 20.8 million are locked. So the liquidity vault, that's future liquidity. That can't be sold. That has to enter the market first as liquidity. And not only that, but you've got every single day, whatever MoveQuest isn't mined, which is there's 7,200 available, but we're only mining roughly, I think, 3,005 or something like that between the mining and the farming. So there's 3,900 to 4,000 MoveQuest that's still being banked, that's not in the liquidity vault, that's still in the main vault. On August 1st of 2026, it will put all of that MoveQuest into the liquidity vault that hasn't been mined or farmed from August 1st of 2025 to August 1st of 2026. So it'll almost double the amount that's there. As the MoveQuest market value goes up, the market value of what's in that liquidity vault also goes up. So I just want to show you this because when you see 9 hours ago, what happened, and the wallet's still holding 1,000 MoveQuest tokens because it will add that back in as liquidity in the next few days. But what it's doing right now is it's taking that, storing it in the vault. What happened, probably 10 hours or so ago, is that a wallet claimed their Hatchery tokens and then sold them on the market, like 1,600 of them. That's, some people might go, oh my God, that's terrible. But see, the ecosystem it's set up to watch for those types of things, right? It already assumes that as some of these cards, most people won't do that. Most people will renew their cards because they know that there's limited space in these tiered hatcheries, okay? When somebody does that, probably something come up. They had to have that money for some reason or whatever. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they just wanted it. But they're a regular mining wallet. So they're engaged in the ecosystem. It wasn't a compromised wallet or anything like that. What the ecosystem does is it corrects that market. Okay, those are tokens that did not need to be circulating. And so the ecosystem wants to pull them out of circulation and put them back in the liquidity vault. And then when there's a demand for it, then the ecosystem will inject that MoveQuest token that it removed and pair it to USDT, and it'll stabilize a market value. Now, the ecosystem is stable. Okay, let me bring this back up. Where am I at? Oh, I keep getting too many. Oh my gosh, you guys, hold on here. Now it's going to start bringing up all of these papers that I work on research-wise all day long. Let's bring this over here so I can share the screen with you. Macs are a pain in the neck sometimes because they're so easy to move things around. Okay, when it did that correction, it brought the ecosystem. It was roughly at about 10% away from being fluid. So it took us to about 14% away from having a fluid liquidity pool. It's only 85, about 86% fluid. That's still a really good place to be. It can handle, okay, so what it's telling, what the ecosystem is looking at is right now the market value is around $6.16. So 86% of people holding MoveQuest would be able to get a market value between $6.16 and $4.41. The other 15% would get below $4.41 if all the MoveQuest that's in circulation was sold today. Okay, that's not including what's in the hatcheries. But the ecosystem can support a market value up to $35.22. So when it does a correction like what you've seen here, it bought all that MoveQuest back. It actually removes a percentage of the liquidity. It buys it back using its own resources. And then once it sees how the market reacts, right, the community, are they going to sell it back down here? If they did, what would have happened was rather than driving it back up, the ecosystem would have just injected all that liquidity back in and it would have padded it and it would have left it around the $5 mark. But that's not what happened. What's been happening is a little bit of selling, buying, a little bit of selling, a little bit of buys, a little bit of selling, more buys. So now the ecosystem knows that it removed what was oversold. It relieved the selling pressure. And now the community itself, because the market hasn't done this. Okay, the ecosystem did do this. It completely corrected what this seller did. This was just one seller. And so the ecosystem comes in and says, okay, but we do want your MoveQuest tokens, so we're going to take them back from you. Okay, and that's basically what it's telling you right there. Like, you really shouldn't have sold all those tokens because the market wasn't ready for it, but that's okay because the ecosystem can handle this, and we're just going to take them out of circulation, which means this person, if they wanted them back, is going to have to pay much more than what they sold them for, which is a good thing, right? Because it kind of cut that right out of the loop. So that, and with this type of system, with a DEX exchange, you're not able to when you sell them. Okay, the market value here was $6.13, but when that person sold, they actually got that price right there, $5.84. That's what that seller got for those MoveQuest tokens. Now, when the ecosystem corrected it and brought it back up to $6.15, what would happen for this seller if he was to take that whole, I don't know what he got, $9,000, maybe close to $10,000 to buy that MoveQuest? He wouldn't get them at this price. He would get them way up in here. He would pay like $6.27 for those MoveQuest tokens. He would get the market value that he was going to take it back to if he wanted to buy those tokens. So that's another part of the ecosystem that locks a heavy seller out from buying that amount of token again. They can't game the system this way. So they were going to pay much more for those tokens that they sold at a much lower market value, where they would have paid $583 up here, they probably would have paid $650. So it cuts down the amount that they can put back in their coffers. So they would have paid more. Just kind of to explain that to you. Now, the market is not overselling. It's actually pushing past that market value here. So I just kind of wanted to explain that to you guys of what happened there and why it happened. And then it'll push that liquidity back up where it needs to be. It probably will push it in closer to the $900,000, okay, and stabilize that market correction, especially when you see that it's actually pushing past it. Now, if there's another heavy sell-off, we'll have to wait and see what the ecosystem does. It's so much involved in what the algorithm does. But I love it when you see a total market correction like that. But not only did it, correct the market, it took it above what that seller started at. I figured when I looked at it, we'd probably see it correct back up into the $6.05 mark, but it didn't. It took it up to $6.15. So, that's a good thing. Now what it'll do is it'll wait a few days to see what happens, and then it'll determine what it needs to do liquidity-wise. Does it inject a heavy amount and pad a higher market value, which is good because it takes less MoveQuest out of the liquidity vault. The lower the market value is, the ecosystem wants to do exactly what the community should want to do. It wants to get that MoveQuest at the lowest market value possible. And that's what happened here. That's what that seller allowed the ecosystem to do. Instead of the ecosystem buying up in this mark, when this seller sold, it allowed the ecosystem to get those MoveQuest tokens at these lower values all the way up and pull that out of circulation and send it to the liquidity vault. So this market correction overall in the last, week, probably over the last 3 or 4 days, it was able to remove 10,000 MoveQuest tokens that were in oversupply and not inflate the market value, but return it back to a stable market value that the ecosystem can support. But by removing those excess tokens, now the ecosystem controls when those go back onto the market, and they have to be bought before they can be sold. That's a very powerful piece of this ecosystem. The let's see, let me put us where we're at here. We're currently at about 180,000 MoveQuest tokens in circulation, and the hatcheries are holding 82%, almost 83% of the total circulating supply. Because what do you have here? 853,000 MoveQuest tokens are currently staked in the hatchery, which is really, really, really strong. Next thing I'm going to do is bring up this other spreadsheet so that I can show you what adding 5 MoveQuest a week, okay, to one of the hatcheries would do for you. This is based on, tier 2 has got a 30-day timer. And if you were to add 5 MoveQuest a week, a 5 MoveQuest card each week to tier 1, at the end of 52 weeks, now you have to remember that it takes 30 days. So I'm going to bring you down here to the bottom. To completion, if you were to add a 5 MoveQuest card to tier 1 every single week, it would take you 1,560 days to completion, because each one of these cards, I based it on a week. And the reason I did that is because at the end of 1 year, adding 5 MoveQuests to tier 1, if the market value had hit $50, in that first 52 weeks would have given you a return of $1,223 just on the farming yield. Okay, not your actual MoveQuest deposit, just what you had farmed over a 52-week period. So at the end of 52 weeks, you are now at 260 MoveQuest tokens plus the 2447. I'm going to make this a lot deeper over the next couple of days because I want to break it down as to what it would be over the 52 weeks, but also all those other cards completing. But this is what your yield would be in cards not completing. And basically what you're doing is you're taking this card in 4 weeks, and this is the part I haven't added in yet. So you would have actually added that 5 MoveQuest to the 4th week. So you would actually have 25 MoveQuest tokens that were farming MoveQuest, but I didn't have time to break this all the way down and give you what it is every single day. This is just based on a week to week to week. 5 MoveQuest in every single week. At the end of 365 days, you're still farming on 260 MoveQuest tokens, but your yield that you could remove, if you just wanted to keep taking your farming yield and just keep rolling the 5 over, renew, that's what it would be on 5 MoveQuest tokens. Now, in tier 2, to completion would be 3,900 days. At the end of 52 weeks, same thing. You've got 260 MoveQuest, but your farming yield at 52 weeks. Now, remember, you still got all these cards that are still not completion because this is based on 7 days a week and just adding that 5 MoveQuest per card. So it's not anywhere near completion, but after 52 weeks, what would have completed that you would have been able to remove if you were just taking the farming yield out and leaving what you had originally staked, kept renewing that, and just took the farming yield, $2,300 if MoveQuest was at $50. Okay, so I'm figuring, if in 1 year we haven't at least reached $50, I would be really, really, really surprised by that, just simply because we're working really hard behind the scenes with teams loading in, but I love to just really be low on the market value. What's coming to the MoveQuest is crazy, and I can't even tell you guys what it would do because nobody would believe me if I did tell you. So I'm just going to stick with the $50 market value because it's reasonable and that's believable, right? A lot of people still haven't really, I don't think MoveQuest has really sunk in just how powerful this whole engine is. It's extremely powerful. It doesn't take a lot to really move the lever up on this whole game here. And it is a real life game of health, wealth, and understanding what crypto really is, how to capitalize on your crypto, how to be that long-term holder for the end game, that long end game. Because like I tell you guys, this is not a get rich, get quick scheme at all. If that's what you're here for, you're in the wrong place. This is all about becoming the healthiest version of yourself, learning crypto, understanding a real genuinely decentralized crypto project that's removed all of the silly stuff that a lot of these projects put in and given you a real genuine project that will build that long-term wealth for you. And it'll take some time for it to really kick in with people, but you're already doing this every day, right? You're already moving around. All you got to do is move more. The more you move, the more you mine. The higher mining power that you're mining with, the higher mining yield you'll have. The more people who are mining and engaged in the ecosystem, the more MoveQuest can be mined, the more MoveQuest can be farmed, and the higher the market value goes. The fewer people mining, the lower MoveQuest that is, going to be distributed every day through the mining. Your farming stays consistent, okay, because that's using a specific algorithm based on what you're, whether you send in your proof of physical activity or not to the blockchain, and if you're moving, right? You have to move in order to farm. Outsiders cannot come in and farm. Then it's just a speculative game. And that we don't want that here. If you're not engaged in the ecosystem, you don't submit, well, then your farming yield goes down. And so we're not sending out as much into the farming. It's got a set amount based on if you submit that proof of physical activity, based on whatever it is that you're staking. That's like your seed that you're planting to continue farming additional MoveQuest tokens. But if you don't submit, then you don't get those rewards. If you cancel, you just get the MoveQuest back. You don't get the rewards. So this is for people that are, engaged in the ecosystem and they submit every day. So if you're submitting every day, this is what you can 100%, know what your farming yield is going to be. And in tier 3, this is just doing 5 MoveQuest a week, okay? Your mining yield that you would be able to remove after 52 weeks is 88.44 MoveQuest tokens. Because remember, these cards have not all matured yet. Okay, this is 135 days on tier 3. And so you're looking at 7,000 days before this is completed. Now, I'm going to tell you, if I would have done this times 30 per month, or then, this one here times 135, the column before times 75, I could give you exactly what you would have farmed if you never touched it until it completed its run of however many days. So here would be 7,020. It's insane. And I'm going to share that with you guys on Tuesday, just that final piece. I didn't have time to get that final column in. And then on the tier 4, after 52 weeks, you would be able to, again, if you're just rolling over, your 5 MoveQuest, that card matures, at the end of that, you roll it again, but you're adding 5 MoveQuest tokens per week. This is what, after 52 weeks, it would be, if the market value is $50, 8,396. But you still have those cards in that hatchery. You're still farming. You're still getting that farming yield because you haven't started, the completion hasn't finished. Because remember, tier 4 is 210 days. That's why this one would have taken, for all of these cards, if you stopped on week 52 and you didn't put any more MoveQuest into tier 4, it would take 10,920 days, okay, for that to complete all of those cards. This is how you get that rollover, build up that rollover passive income from the farming. You're already doing the physical work on the mining side. The farming, you're just locking in your MoveQuest tokens, and if you submit your proof of physical activity that day, then you get the farming yield. What I am going to do is bump this up to 100 MoveQuest tokens, just to kind of give you an idea, just show you what the difference is. So at the end of 52 weeks, you still got cards running because you need 1,500 days here for all of those cards to complete. This is if you did 100 MoveQuest a week. And you can see the difference here. It really does increase it. So you can, say, okay, what is it that I want to make in, 365 days? What would I need to do in the hatchery? But what I do want to show you up here is this. As the market value goes up, okay, right now, say it's at $6.20. You would be able, if you spend $100 a week, okay, that's 1613. So let me come over here and put 16.13 MoveQuest tokens, okay? And if you did that every week and it stayed at that market value, this is what you would see at the end of 1 year, okay, just taking out the farming yield, okay, 27,000 over here. That's $100 a week. So that's 5,200 a week that you would be spending. Now, on tier 1, it wouldn't make any sense for you to do that because your cards hadn't completed. You probably wouldn't. Well, it makes sense to do it because it still has 1,500 days. So it does make sense. So at the end of 1 year, you would have spent $5,200 to go into the hatcheries. You would still have 1,200 days left. Okay, so you stopped here on week 52. You would have almost all of your money back from what you put in the hatchery, and you still have 1,000 days left, more than that, 1,200 days left before your other cards mature. So scratch what I said that it wouldn't be worth it, because it really is worth it. I was going to tell you, you might want to bump up into tier 2. But what is nice about tier 1, while it's a lot lower in the farming yield, you've only got those 30 days. And the other thing I tell people is, make smaller cards. So don't, like if you were to buy $100 worth of MoveQuest, instead of doing 1 card with 16, maybe do 4 cards of 4 MoveQuest each. So that if something happens and you have to cancel 1 card, you don't have to cancel or, lose all that farming yield. Because if you cancel a card, you lose the farming yield. So you don't want to do that. But yeah, so it is definitely worth it. It would just, in 1 year, you wouldn't have had everything back into your pocket yet if the market value was at $50. Tier 2, 7,400, tier 3, 1,400, tier 4, 27,000, and you still have the same amount of money that you spent on that MoveQuest, 5,200. So you can see here, it's almost 5 times what you would have made. And that's just on the farming yield. And you've got like a lot of years left on your farming, right? Because this is a 210-day lock. So 10,920 days, because when you put that last card in week 52, you still have 210 days. Week 52, you've got 203 days still left on this card. But this is nice because it does allow you, after 210 days, once a week, you would have 541 MoveQuest tokens coming to you after your first year. Because every single week, you're going to have a card that's ready to renew. So you would be able to put back renew your original amount of MoveQuest, but take out your farming yield. And so that, or it's 20, I guess, per week, that you'd be getting 20 MoveQuests per week. So it'd be about $1,000 a week in passive revenue. You got $50 market value times 20 tokens. So if you take that $50 market value and you times it by the 20 tokens, you are just your farming yield would give you a passive income of $1,000 a week. And you could still continue to renew your hatchery cards. And now you've given yourself $1,000 a week revenue just off of your farming. And you're still not even touching what you are mining or what you're farming with, because you just keep renewing that. So when your card comes, when it's completed, it's farming after the 210 days, renew your original amount that you staked and claim your farming yield. And every week now you can do that. And as the market value goes up, let's say if we hit our target that we want to hit this, by the end of the year, and I'm going to really lowball it because you guys have no idea what our target level is, but I'm just going to say we hit, $120 by the end of the year. Now you've got a passive income of $2,400 a week, and you can build that up over 1 year. Now, what you have to watch out for is this. As the market value of MoveQuest comes up, that $100 is going to get you less and less and less MoveQuest. This is why buying low is really important, because the lower you buy, the more MoveQuest you can get. And you got to remember, there is no MoveQuest allocated to myself, to any of the team, right? Not any of the developers, no designers, none of our core team, none of our customer support. There's nothing allocated for marketing. There's nothing allocated on a clip. There's nothing allocated anywhere. There's no vesting schedule, zip, zero, nada. I have to buy MoveQuest just like you. I have to mine MoveQuest just like you. I'm nobody special. The project is designed to pay us 10%. And that's what we take out as, period. And we have to do marketing on that, pay ourselves on that 10%. The rest of it stays with the ecosystem. Why? Because the community is what makes this project go. The community is who's putting in all that work, and that engagement within the ecosystem is what provides that liquidity. Every time somebody mints a miner, every time somebody levels up a miner, every time somebody buys a boost, every time somebody unlocks a dock slot, every time somebody leases a miner, every time somebody engages in a challenge, every time somebody transacts on the MoveQuest blockchain, all of that is providing liquidity to the pool. So what's important is that I mine just like you guys. I buy tokens just like you guys, so that when the market value goes up, then I can sell them. But the project itself is not going to compete with its own community. And it's not going to take food off the table, right? That would be stupid and silly. The project would not sustain itself. The project needs to sustain itself. And if you build a project the right way, that 10% is golden. It's plenty of money to profit on a project. That means I have to work hard to get it to that point. The developers have to work hard to get it to that point. The designers, the team, everybody has to work hard to get it where we want it, so that it's beneficial for us. We're not going to take away from something that isn't there yet, because projects like this, they take years, to get where you want it to go. It's been 4 years of development already. We're going on our second year on the Avalanche blockchain, and we are more stable. And you guys, we're not a move to earn. We are a move to mine. It's a completely different type of mining. We're not really in the move to earn category. Move to earns, they take your physical activity and they pay you for that. Move to mine, the more you move, the more you mine. Okay, this is the token that you're getting. You're not rewarded based on like a 10-minute jog outside like Steppen does. You're rewarded for your physical activity 24 hours around the clock. Okay, it's set up for you to have healthy lifestyle habits. The more steps you take, the further you travel with your steps, the longer your workouts are, the more calories you burn, the healthy hours of sleep, so that you're restoring your body, giving it that restorative rest that it needs. you're mining 24 hours a day, generating these hashes through your miners. Then you're recording that to the blockchain. So you're getting healthy while the project is also getting healthy. The project is getting healthier as you're getting healthier. And so that's really, I mean, it's a unicorn. I loved it when somebody called it the unicorn project in crypto because it really, really is. My whole point here is this. If you wait until the market value goes up to really start banking that MoveQuest and putting it in the hatchery, you're going to get less and less MoveQuest. So while the market value is increasing, so the lower amount of MoveQuest is worth more, those of you that get it at the lower market values and get it into that hatchery and you renew it, this is a great way to build in that long-term wealth. It's a wealth building machine. And there's Colin. I just started. I watched all of his videos today. If you guys go to YouTube, it's Crypto with Colin. He explains MoveQuest so well, even better than I do. I'm so impressed with how he explains it. He talks about, the stepping the ladder in the hatcheries. You really want to watch that one too, because it's total sense and is exactly right. And then you can begin to live off of that farming yield. And you don't have to sell all your bags of MoveQuest. You can keep them inside that hatchery. It automatically compounds for you on a daily basis. So your mining is just going to continue to, or your farming is just going to continue to increase and get higher and higher and higher. You can keep rolling over, renewing your initial MoveQuest deposit to farm that MoveQuest and just start living on that farming yield of what you're getting. And whether you decide to do that in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, I just at the end of 1 year, at 52 weeks, and here you can base it here. Like at week 9, depending on when your card, so this is tier 4. So this would need 210 days. So you'd be looking more like down here in the week 4, let's see, about week 41. 16, MoveQuest tokens, when that first card comes out, you would take out your farming yield, renew your card, then you just kind of want to hold on to those MoveQuest tokens and release a week at a time. You know what I mean? Because you're getting them all back at once, your farming yield. At the end of, 210 days, you'd be getting somewhere 338 MoveQuest tokens. Now, whether you want to sell them all at one time or not, that would be up to you. Or you could just gauge it, bank them, and sell them 1 week, every single week. So you could live on that as a regular weekly revenue. It'd be up to you how you guys do that. These smaller cards, it's easier to say, okay, because these are only 30 days. So at the end of 1 year, but then you're only looking at 3 MoveQuests per day, or I mean per week that you'd be able to sell. So now you're only looking at about you're looking at about $360 a week, so about $1,200 a month. That's decent, it's a decent little amount of money that's coming in, supplement whatever you're making right now, based on, the what is this based on? 16 MoveQuests, $100 a week of MoveQuest. So anyway, hopefully I didn't just confuse you guys more. That's what I wanted to go over tonight because I feel like it's easier for me to show you what could you do if you bought 5 MoveQuest each week. How could it benefit you in the long run? Rather than me talking about a speculative market value, because that's so hard to determine because I don't know what the community would do. Okay, if everybody bought $5 a MoveQuest a week and it took the price up, let's say $4 higher than it is right now, what would the rest of the community do that wasn't buying the MoveQuest? They might just bring it right back down. I don't even want to speculate on that. But what could you do if you bought that 5 MoveQuest every week and you put it in tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 or 4? Tier 4 is getting close to being maxed out. So 1, 2, and 3 is pretty much what the options are. At this point, I know that you would get some into tier 4. It's just about full, though. I think it's like 90 something percent full. But this is not bad, being able to add that additional revenue on your 5 MoveQuest tokens that you were buying, and adding it into the hatchery. So know you guys, I get lost sometimes on what I'm talking about because I got tons of things that are going on at one time. I've got people messaging me even right now. It makes me lose my train of thought. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight because I said I would answer that question from Tuesday. And the more and more I got to thinking about it, I'm like, it's a great question, but not on the right mindset. So rather than me going into the market value, I'd rather go into what it could do for you on a long term run. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I really don't. Oh, you know what? Let me find out because we did submit the update, which means all lead will be able to fix that Q chip script that he wrote for me to send out those Q chips at one time from that Zoom meeting. That so he should be able to get that fixed by tomorrow. But let me see if Apple and Android validated that yet before I let you guys go. I could log into Apple and find out, but date get validated. So it did go in today. We're waiting on Android and Apple to validate it. We can't bring it live until both stores validate that update. So look for that tomorrow if it isn't already there. Nope. Okay, they didn't validate it yet. So it should be validated by morning, which means the USDT for submissions or USDT, USDC, and AVAX. You'll have the choice to submit with those three options. Also, the 120 days submit, 120 days get the Vanguard, free Vanguard for you and your referral. That will be in play. And let me think what else. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. We'll announce what all is in that update. It was quite a bit. So that is in the App Store. And so it really should be good to go. Okay, so I need to just be able to switch. Yep, that's all we're waiting on.
Perfect. Got an interesting question in the Q&A, and I'm going to read it. Then I'd like to give you what my response would have been, just so you can tell me if I'm right or not. And I'm gonna preface this by saying I am not a tax professional, nor do I want to be one, and nor is Lynette. But the question from Landon is, for tax purposes, when claiming 10 days of proof of physical activity and receiving MQT, I can see the transactional snow scan for the amount received, but what I do not see is the cost basis of those MQTs. Where can I find this number, or what is the alternative? This is what my response would have been in answering that question. You are not we are not purchasing MQT. We are paying a platform fee to have our proof of physical activity recorded to the blockchain. And because of that, we are earning MQT on the other side or what have you. So there would not be a cost basis because you're not buying the MQT that you're actually receiving from the hatchery. What say you, Miss Lynette?
So I did give you guys a whole, section on the taxing because it is different in the farming because you're not buying those MoveQuest tokens. So it is different, than other types of staking and farming.
But before you go further there, this is not specifically pertaining to the hatchery. This is the claiming of the tokens from our mining every 10 days.
Well, you don't get tokens. Are you talking about when you go and you claim them every 10 days?
Right. There is no cost basis.
Well, you didn't buy those tokens. So, right. Well, you didn't buy them. So when you buy, okay, so let's say I buy crypto. I buy a token, it's $5, and I sell it at $8. I have to pay capital gains on that $3.
Right.
Now, you didn't buy those tokens, you mined them. There's no capital gains there because you didn't pay for those tokens. Now, you have a cost involved in submitting that proof of physical activity. So you don't have capital gains on those. It's just plain and simple. I mean, there was no cost to you. You mined those tokens. So I really get when it comes to people asking me tax questions, I'm going to tell you, I can get myself in a lot of trouble because we're not supposed to give tax advice at all. I mean, my lawyer would just kick my tail. So I'm not going to give you tax advice on this call. But what I will do is I'll create a document and I will give you I what I follow for myself. Okay. And those of you that want to read it, you can read it. But as far as putting something of a recorded call, I just don't really feel comfortable doing that. We actually have a much more tax friendly structure than a lot of your other projects because you are mining these tokens through your physical activity. You are farming them through your deposits. Like you're not paying tax on the amount of MoveQuest you deposit into that hatchery. It's a completely different, the taxes are so much different when it comes to this project. You're you're mining these tokens through activity. You didn't buy them. It wasn't an investment. So there's no capital gains on those tokens. You're farming through your deposits. Again, we don't charge you to deposit. You already had the tokens. And then you are holding those tokens for the long term. So what I'm going to do is I will write up a crypto, how do I put it? I'll write up a strategy for you that will help you reduce your taxes on your staking and your farming and all of that legally. But before you'll be able to get that document from me, I will make you sign that you are not going to hold me liable and that you should consult with your tax advisor or your attorney because I don't want somebody to, I'm going off what my attorney tells me or what my accountant tells me. I'll share that with you guys as long as nobody holds me to I'm giving you advice. But I don't want to do it over a recorded call. I'd rather put it on a document.
Now,
That
Miss
way I can say,
Lynette,
if
I
you are
try.
reading this,
Lynette, I tried my best to offer a buffer at the beginning of that by prefacing to take you out the
I
equation,
know you did. But I do think too, I mean, it is important. Like,
but
I
yet
want
get
to
it
give people
answered. You
like,
know what I mean? I was trying.
what I'm going to do, I'm not going to give advice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just create that document as I have, as it's been explained to me, as I understand the tax implications and how you should handle it based on my knowledge. And I'm going to make sure that on that document, that if you read that document, you're not using it as tax advice, but as a learning or educational tool. Because see, crypto is an ever evolving space and it changes all the time, all the time. So all I can do is give you, you know, what you should do with your, or how to get the information, where to find the right information. But I can't give you tax advice because you know what? You guys are from so many different countries. All these countries have got different regulations, tax laws. They handle them differently. And so, really, probably what I'll even do aside from a document is I'll explain to you exactly what the process is with MoveQuest, and then you can take that to your accountant or your advisor, and they can advise you on the best way. This way, you guys know how to explain it properly, and you've got a document right in front of you. You take it to your accountant or your, lawyer or whoever it is, and say, okay, this is how MoveQuest works and how it differentiates from traditional, speculative type projects, then they can give you the advice. So what you'll have is a document in hand that explains specific, what it is you're doing with this project, and they can give you that advice. That's even better for me yet, because I can't give you that advice. It would be like, it's really, like I said, I would, it's never advised to give advice. I know people want to know, and a lot of people are new to crypto, but I will tell you that MoveQuest is much more friendly when it comes to tax implications.
Stan, we'll drop that there. And I did see the follow-ups, Landon. I was trying to answer it specific to what was asked right there. And yes, once you sell it, then all those other things trigger. But yeah,
We're still
like to get some
different though,
professionals
because
in
it's not
place to
right.
answer
Like
that.
when you go and you stake on these different platforms, you are getting a, I mean, it's an investment. Okay. Like I have to buy these tokens to, and I know that this is gonna be my return. It's so different.
Just leave it.
And those,
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. All right. Next question.
aye, sir.
We got I think you answered this. The USDT and the Q-chip submissions. When would that go live? That's what you were referring to as far as what's been submitted. Waiting on
Well,
Apple
oh
and
yeah. That was the other part. That'll go live as soon as this validation is done. Isn't that going to
perfect.
be wonderful to get those Q chips, you guys? I am so excited for all of you to get those.
Got it. Got it.
I cannot wait until we're just turning millionaires over and over and over out of this project. That's what I want.
Will there ever be any plans on having our own decks?
Oh yeah, it's already in the works.
All right. And just for those that don't understand the acronym, a decentralized exchange where tokens can be swapped in and out of one another, like Uniswap. Let's see, or Sushi Swap. This is very interesting. All right.
We have a massive roadmap 2.0. I want us to be the go-to project or system, complete ecosystem in the crypto space. Seriously, our blockchain is going to be like no other. Our MoveQuest wallet system will be even more secure than most. I mean, there's some very secure ones out there, but because of MoveQuest, we'll be able to stop all phishing attacks all the way across the board when you're on any of the MoveQuest systems. So that's going to make us secure at least on our blockchain, on our, any layer 2 or 3 projects that build on us. It's going to really wipe out all of that because we can stop it before it even gets started. Any other questions, or did we
Right. I
lose Herschel?
believe
Oh, there you are.
what point how each chain will work and how to. At what point do we start learning how each chain will work and how to onboard to each one so they aren't done simultaneously? Um,
So we will bring them up one at a time. We won't bring them all up at the same time because we'll want to spend a week or two testing each one first. They'll be ready to go all at once because we'll simultaneously write all the contracts and get everything deployed, but that would give everybody ample time to learn and understand. And we'll start, having those Zoom presentations to teach everybody probably a week or two before the first one deploys, just so you know what to expect. I mean, even we won't know completely 100% the entire process until we deploy it and have the contracts done because each chain is different. I mean, we know what the basic processes are, but in order to do like a step-by-step guide for people until we actually have it deployed, we can't, create those documents and stuff for people or those how-to videos.
then, well, I believe that is all for this evening. Once again, want to thank and appreciate all of you for tuning in. It's almost like we're growing up, y'all. We're growing up. Now we just need to get more people involved to grow up along with us. But the good thing is once we have more people coming in now, unlike it was 18, 19 months ago. We have more people knowledgeable to help and assist, getting people signed up, getting what it's amazing how, yeah, every now and then we have people that, have a disconnected device and have some troubleshooting and things like that to go through. But I think most of you will agree that it is nowhere near like it was a year and a half ago. The setup process, just the whole experience has gotten better. And I believe as time progresses, it'll become that much more smooth.
Well, I will tell you guys that once we're done with this last update here, we will be spending the next 3 to 4 days cleaning up and reorganizing like the dashboard so that that's a lot cleaner and easier to navigate. The front homepage is going to have more. It's going to explain MoveQuest in a better way, right? So when people come, they really understand what it is up front, and then the step by step is going to just flow a lot better. Hayden's been working on that with a couple of other people. I've been working on it on the back end. And now that we've got this last update done, we'll start to implement that and get that all cleaned up and more organized. And all of the, click if you need to, understand it, an information button, you're going to pop up. It'll give you the video. It'll give you the document that you need so you can understand where you're at, what the process is, all that good stuff. So it'll guide people as they go a lot better than what it does right now.
Definitely all look forward to it. All right. Well, once again, thanks everybody, and we will see all of you on the next one.
Good night, everybody.
I ain't trading minutes for a paper wage. I'm writing my own story on a digital page. Every step is a heartbeat, every breath is a toll. I'm uploading the fire from the depths of my soul. The satellite is watching, the ledger's open wide. There ain't no room for lazy, and there ain't no place to hide. MoveQuest calling, the signal is green. I'm the most valuable motor in this whole machine. This is my proof of life, forged in the struggle and the daily strife. I'm moving to earn, I'm earning to grow. From the top of the mountain to the valley below. It's a blockchain bond that you cannot break. My sweat is the currency, my life is the stake. Proof of life. They used to say wealth was a suit and a tie, but a man in a cage is just waiting to die. Now the wealth is your health, is the law of the land. I'm holding my future in the palm of my hand. Verified movement, a signature of bone. I'm reclaiming the power of the heavy unknown. This is my proof of life, forged in the struggle and the daily strife. I'm moving to earn, I'm earning to grow. From the top of the mountain to the valley below. It's a blockchain bond that you cannot break. My sweat is a currency, my life is a stake. electric guitar solo. Lots of bends and high notes, keeping that song 6 BPM energy high. This is my proof of life.